Hey, what's going on, guys? I'm going to talk to you today about the Battle of Yorktown, and that was the battle that won the American Revolution. The reason, though, we celebrate July 4th was because on July 4th, 1776, that is when America officially declared its independence from Great Britain, or from the UK. The war raged on, and the war was basically won at the Battle of Yorktown. Let me explain this, okay? The Battle of Yorktown was in the Carolinas, and particularly South Carolina. The Americans were facing defeat after defeat after defeat up until the battles of Cowpens and Kings Mountain. Those two battles were decisive American victories. And Cornwallis realized he couldn't remain in South Carolina very long without falling back and regrouping and getting some reinforcements from New York. And New York, excuse me, was a largely loyalist state. And a lot of people in New York were loyal to Great Britain or loyal to the UK. And and it was basically loyalist territory. So the British basically had their headquarters there. And General Clinton was actually superior to General Cornwallis. And General Clinton reluctantly sent reinforcements to General Cornwallis in Virginia. And Cornwallis fell back to Virginia, and he wanted to make Virginia the stronghold of the war. This angered General Clinton because General Clinton believed that Cornwallis retreated all the way to New York, and the British set up a fortified position, that it would have been really difficult for the colonists to do anything, to invade them or anything of that nature. It would have been difficult for the American colonists to do anything like that. But the Americans also had French aid. French had been given a lot of financial aid for the war and a little bit of military aid. But their navy came the strongest right before Yorktown. And their navy surrounded General Cornwallis. He couldn't retreat to the sea and go back to Britain, and the Americans surrounded his forces on land, the American and the French army, and he couldn't retreat on land either. So Cornwallis had to surrender. And the French General Comte de Rochambeau advised George Washington not to go into New York and try to invade New York and take back New York. He advised to have the decisive battle at Yorktown, and Washington agreed. And then he had sent an order to the French naval officer, Comte de Grasse, and Comte de Grasse brought his fleet near Yorktown. And before the Battle of Yorktown, the French Navy engaged in a battle with British naval Commander Graves, and the French Navy soundly defeated the British Navy, and that was the first time the French Navy defeated the British Navy since 1690. Almost a full 100 years. And so the Americans won that battle, and it was a risky gamble that Comte de Rochambeau made, and Washington listened to him when he didn't have to, because Comte de Rochambeau had orders to obey the American commander, and the American commanders had final say-so. And then Cornwallis didn't get his forces to Yorktown in time. They were late coming to that battle because General Marquis Lafayette, who was an honorary American general, he was a Frenchman who was made an honorary general in the American Army. Marquis Lafayette wreaked enough havoc on Cornwallis's forces where they sustained heavy losses going to Yorktown. And so their arrival was delayed. And they weren't nearly 100% when they got there. So anyways, hope everybody's doing well. Hope everybody has a happy 4th of July. And take care. God bless. And bye-bye. Bye-bye.